Okay, so I'm really excited to make this video because I'm making my favorite things, which are cake pops, for Valentine's Day. They're gonna be super adorable. So normally when I make cake pops, I roll the cake by hand. But today I'm going to be trying out the Heavenly Cake Pop Easy Roller. This contraption that I have no idea how to use. I just watched a tutorial on how to use it. It kind of looks easy but complicated. I don't know. It comes with instructions, but ain't nobody got time for that. So I watched the video. We'll see what happens. So to make the cake pops, I have red velvet cake that I'm going to mix with cream cheese icing. I always use Duncan Hines for the icing and for the cake. I think it's the best. And I have Wilton brand. They call it light cocoa, but it's milk chocolate candy melts. And then I have Wilton brand like lollipop sticks. So first, I'm gonna take the cake, put it in the bowl, and I'm just gonna crumble it with my hands until it's completely crumbled. You don't want any chunks. Just wanna get a good crumbly consistency. Okay, so the cake should look like this, nice and crumbly. Now I'm gonna put the icing in. I use about 3/4 of the jar. You definitely don't want your dough to be too dry, but you don't want it to be too wet either, because then the balls will not form. Now I just saw that the professionals do this whole process, like the crumbling and the mixing of the icing in a food processor, but this is the way that I've been doing it forever, so this is just how I'm gonna do it. Now I'm just gonna mix the icing in with my hands. Get down and dirty. So it's better to start out with this with less icing, because you can always add more to get it to the right consistency, but if you make it too wet at first, there's no turning back. So if you don't trust yourself, go that way. Alright, I think this is good. So it completely came together. It's like a nice doughy consistency. Okay, so before we start the whole ball making process, with the Easy Roller, it came with this, but they were all individual pieces in the instructions, and on their website it tells you how to make this frame contraption. So got that. Now it says to make the dough into like a log shape. I don't really know if you're supposed to use it all at once or a little bit at a time. I don't know. This is not a very big frame, so we'll see. Alright, so this is like a log shape. I think you're supposed to put it in here, starting at one side, fill the corners. And then you're supposed to start rolling it to fill the frame. So far it looks right. I don't know. So I removed the frame and not very gracefully at all flipped the dough onto the bottom half of the easy roller. It looks like this. It's not straight. It's supposed to be like straight on here, but I can't move it, so we're just gonna see what happens. So then you take the top part and just put it on top to cut this square into logs, or like strips, whatever you want to call it. Now you're supposed to take 3 strips and put them on horizontally. Like space out a little bit. Put it on so it's covering just like where the strips are. And then I need to watch the video again. Oh my god, I think it's working. Oh my god, this way. In the middle. Okay, so since that didn't work, I decided to go on the Heavenly Cake Pop Easy Roller website, where they have like a lot of troubleshooting videos, which is awesome. So there was one for what to do when your cake falls apart, which was the issue that we had. So she said to try kneading the dough to get all the air out, because when you roll them by hand, like that's what you're doing with each one. Totally makes sense. So that's what I've been doing. I think this should be good now. So we're gonna try again. Take 2. Okay, so after that second try, I couldn't do it again. I don't have the patience for it. Maybe when I have some more time, I'll play with the thing more and see where I'm going wrong. But for now, I just did it the old-fashioned way, and I rolled these by hand. When I do that, I make them about 1 ounce each. Normally I weigh them out, so I know that they're all going to be the same size. This time I didn't do that because I'm just too frustrated. I just rolled them. I want to be done. So here they are, hand rolled. If I figure out how to use that thing, I'll make another video on how to use it properly, but for now, this is it. So I'm gonna cover these with plastic wrap and put them in the fridge and start melting the candy melts.
A few moments later.
Now it's time for the fun part. So I started melting the chocolate. I put it in my Choco Maker candy melter. It acts as like a double boiler. I use this because it keeps the chocolate warm the whole time you're dipping the cake pops, as opposed to just melting the chocolates in a bowl in a microwave. Because if you do that, you could overheat the chocolate and that would be bad. So this thing is perfect. I love it. Highly recommend it. So once the chocolate was done melting, I took the balls out of the refrigerator. There's no specific time for how long to keep them in the fridge. I just keep them in there until my chocolate's done melting. So now that the chocolate's all melted, what you're gonna do is take your lollipop stick and dip it in the chocolate just a little bit, about this much. And then you're just going to stick it in with the balls. And then you're just gonna dip it in the chocolate. And roll it around a little bit, make sure it's completely covered. And then I tap off the excess chocolate. So that's it. For these, I'm putting them down this way. If you wanted to make them like an actual lollipop where the cake part was on top, I normally use styrofoam or something where you can just put the stick in and it'll stay. But for now, we're doing them like this. It's actually a lot easier this way and they still come out cute. So now I'm gonna dip all of these and then next we'll decorate them.
6.5 hours later.
Now it's time for the best part. It's time to decorate. So I melted red candy melts just in the microwave in a bowl because you're not going to be using this for that long, so you don't have to have it in the thing that I used for the other chocolate. I microwaved it for 30 seconds at a time until it was completely melted, and then I added some canola oil just to make it kind of runny, because without it, this kind of colored chocolate is really thick. So now that it's melted, I'm going to pour it into just a small Ziploc bag. So you're gonna push the chocolate just to one corner, and you're gonna use this as like a piping bag. So I'm just going to cut off a very, very, very small piece of the tip. The smaller you cut the tip, the thinner your line is going to be when you drizzle. And I think the thinner the line, the better. So just a very, very small piece. So now I'm just going to drizzle just all over. I'm going to do this with pink and white too. So that's it, they're all done. I did the white drizzle and the pink drizzle the same way I did the red. So now they look like this with all the different colors, very festive. So I made these for the preschoolers that I work with for their Valentine's Day party. So I found these little tags online that say, "Just popping through with a Valentine for you." So I put that on there with these little treat bags that I got from Michael's and just tied it with a ribbon. So cute, can't wait to give these to them. And that's it. So I hope you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and have a good Valentine's Day.